Hello, welcome back to Solshow. I'm doing an anime review today. This is my review of just season 1. Some people get that confused when I do these reviews. Season 1 of Snow White with the red hair. And this is an interesting anime, like, in concept. Like, it takes place, the medieval age. There's castles and princes and all that stuff. It's basically the story of Snow White at the very beginning, and then they just completely go off the beaten track after that first episode. But the first one is about a character similar to Snow White who meets a prince in the forest and they kick it off. She has red hair, which in this universe is like unfucking imaginable. They mention it every episode, like, oh my god, you have red hair. And from that point, it's just a fun slice of life romance story with, like, little subplots about, the kingdom going to shit here and there, and like older brother princes and like little bird messenger carry plots. It's kind of just doing whatever the fuck it wants to. I respect that. Like, I definitely feel like if there was a manga of this, I would enjoy the manga better, because as it stands, like, I like this show, but like seeing like these 23-minute adventures of characters who are kind of just meandering and just kind of doing their own thing, it's just not really doing it for me. I will say, this is probably the biggest compliment I can give to this show, is it definitely exceeded the bubble I tried to push it in. Because when I saw the poster for this show, I was like, okay, this is isekai trash. And then I watched the first episode and I was like, okay, there's more things going on with the show. And by the end of the show, it was something completely different than I ever thought it would have been. So it is unique, I will give it that. That being said though, besides the plot and the story, everything else about the show is, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible because I don't want to rail on the show. It's a good show, but it's completely generic. It's weird, man. Like, the character designs for the show, like the main prince boy, his name is Zen, and the Snow White, I love their character designs. Like the Snow White girl, I'm forgetting her name, Sue or something. She has this bright red hair with these bright green eyes. She has this like really interesting jacket, and I really like her design, but like just something about all the characters' faces and the style. Like, I just feel like I've seen 1,000 of these, man. Like, all the main characters have good designs. All the side characters look like so generic. And I do enjoy the idea of having this more simple, down-to-earth story. Like, we are introduced to a prince. He likes a common girl. The common girl eventually starts working at the castle as like a botanist, and that's basically like her biggest cool character like thing, is she's a botanist, and she's like checking for poisons and knows things about this and that. That was a lot more in the first half of the show, but they definitely made it feel like this girl isn't like a damsel in distress. She's not like your usual Snow White-esque character. She gets shit done. She's interesting. She takes matters into her own hand. She's responsible for her actions. Everything you would love about this character, you love. I love the main character. She is great. She's a waifu. Everything about her, best girl. And as romances typically go, you know they're gonna tiptoe around it. It takes the entire fucking show for anything to happen. That's if anything happens. You know how anime can be sometimes. But overall, it melded into a pretty good show. I do think we needed more conflict. Having like a creepy character on the grounds of the castle, or like, oh, my older brother's in town, or oh, there's something weird with these birds. Like, none of that really felt like, oh, this is something like we need to write an episode about. Like, for manga chapters, those definitely seemed like they could have worked. And just the idea of like a prince meeting a princess in the woods, very similar to a Sleeping Beauty Snow White. Like, in my opinion, those barely worked for 80-minute Disney movies, let alone 4-hour animes. But damn it, if they don't try, there is certain moments in the show that really do work. It's just so much else of the show just was boring. I'm sorry. And I do plan on watching season 2. I know that I said that about a bunch of shows that I still have not seen the second season to. I do want to watch the second season. I do think I can find something in the show that, like, there's some gems in here. Those little moments are worth something. It's just plagued down by the rest of the the fat. It's a fatty show. There's not a lot of meat in there. Like, if this was an OVA, like a 4-episode OVA, it would have been awesome, man. Or even like if they just tightened the storylines a little bit more, gave some more interesting animation, like this easily could have been a great show. Maybe season 2 takes place like after they got all their My Hero Academia money. Maybe it'll go somewhere else because of that. But we'll see. This is a good show. I think a lot of people will like this show. I don't think it's going to be one of those shows that I'm going to stick around for, like the annals of my brain is just going to always remember Snow White with the red hair. Probably not going to happen. That being said, it's a good time. I would recommend it to most anime goers. I'm going to give Snow White with the red hair a 6 out of 10. It's a decent show. Not necessarily for me though. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and with that, I leave you.